Chapter 8. When last we left off, Kyle was in the auditorium, thinking he wasn't going to be one of the kids picked because his essay wasn't very good. Dr. Lemoncello is showing up, we think, to announce the 12 winners. Over on the side of the stage, a shoe that looked like a peeled open banana appeared behind a curtain. When it landed, the shoe burp squeaked. Burp squeaked? Is that a sound?
No.
As a second banana shoe burp squeaked onto the floor, Kyle looked up. And there he was. Mr. Lemoncello. He had loose, floppy limbs, and he was dressed in a three-piece black suit with a bright red tie. His black, broad-brimmed hat was cocked at a crooked angle atop his curly white hair. Kyle was so close he could see a sly twinkle sparkling in Mr. Lemoncello's coal black eyes. Treading very carefully, Mr. Lemoncello walked toward the podium. The burp squeaks in his shoes seemed to change pitch depending on how hard he landed on his heels. He added a couple of little jig steps, a quick hop and stutter skip, and yes, his shoes were squeaking a song. Pop goes the weasel. On the pop, Mr. Lemoncello popped behind the podium. The crowd went wild. Mr. Lemoncello politely bowed and said very softly, thank you, grazie, grazie. He bent with his mouth an inch away from the microphone. Buongiorno, boys and girls. He spoke very timidly, very slowly. 'Tis how my mama and my papa taught me how to speak the English. He wiggled his ears, straightened his back. But then, he said in a crisp, clear voice, I went to the Alexandria Public Library where a librarian named Miss Gail Tobin helped me learn how to speak like this. If two witches were watching two watches, which witch would watch which watch? You want to try to say that 2 times fast? Okay, here we go. Ready? Let me say it again. If two witches were watching two watches, which witch would watch which watch? You want to try it? You want to try it?
No.
You want to try it?
Wait, read it again.
Okay. If two witches were watching two watches, which witch would watch which watch?
If two witches were watching two watches, which watch which watch?
I can also speak, Mr. Lemoncello continued, upside down, underwater, but not today because I just got my suit dry cleaned and do not want to get it wet. Mr. Lemoncello bounced across the stage like a happy grasshopper. Like a happy grasshopper. What do we call that?
Simile.
A simile. Now then, children, if I may call you that, which I must because I've not memorized all your names, even though I am working on it, what do you think is the most amazingly incredible thing you'll find in your wondrous new library? Besides, of course, all the knowledge you need to do anything and everything you ever wanted to do. Well, Ian, what did you put in your library that you designed yesterday? A video game room. Oliver, what was in your library?
A secret trap door.
A secret trap door. Ooh, William, what was in your library you designed?
A bunch of stuff, but
A jet
100-foot deep aquarium that go, and then the spiral staircase that wraps around the aquarium, going 100 feet down.
Oh, we designed libraries just like Mr. Lemoncello's super secret library. No one said anything. They were too mesmerized by Mr. Lemoncello's words. Would it be A, robots silently whizzing their way through the library, restocking the shelves? B, the electronic learning center with 36 plasma screen TVs connected to flight simulators and video games? Or C, the Wonder Dome, lined with 10 giant video screens to make the whole feeling feel like a rocket ship blasting into space? Which do you think will be in his library?
All of them. Wonder Dome.
The game room, someone shouted. The robots. The video dome. Mr. Lemoncello raced back to the microphone. Sorry, the correct answer is D, all of the above. The crowd went wild.
Yes.
Dr. Dr. Zinchenko, will you kindly help me pass out the first 12 library cards? Dr. Zinchenko packed a stack of 12 shiny cards. Please, as I call your name, come join me. Okay, drum roll. Here come the names. Ready? Miguel Fernandez.
Saw that one coming.
Yes! Miguel jumped out of his seat. Akimi Hughes. Woo woo! Kyle was thrilled to see his two friends would be the first ones on stage. Andrew Peckelman, Bridget Wadge, Sierra Russell, Yasmin Smith-Snyder. Yasmin squealed when her name was called. Sean Keegan, Haley Daly, Rose Vermette, and Kayla Corson. 10 kids, all the same age as Kyle, went up on stage with his idol, Mr. Lemoncello. Kyle was not there. Only 2 more chances. As if reading his mind, Mr. Lemoncello said, 2 more. Charles Chiltington. Oh gosh, really? He dashed up. Thank you, sir. This is an honor, as he shook Mr. Lemoncello's hand. I mean that. Thank you, Charles. May I have my hand back? I need to flip over the final card.
It's gonna be
Of course, sir. I can't wait to spend the night in your library. As I said in my essay, when you open a book, you open your mind. And Charles let go of Mr. Lemoncello's hand, finally. And last but not least, said Mr. Lemoncello, Kyle Keeley! Kyle could not believe his eyes. He thought he was dreaming, but then Akimi started waving him. Come on! Dazed, Kyle made his way to the steps. Mr. Lemoncello handed Kyle a library card. His name and the number 12 was printed on the front, and 2 book covers. I Love You, Stinky Face, and The Napping House were on the back. Let's all pose for a picture, please, said the principal. Everybody moved into the photographer, and Kyle found him standing right next to Mr. Lemoncello. He swallowed hard. I'm a big fan, sir, he said. Why, thank you. And remind me, you are? I'm Kyle Keeley. Ah, yes, the boy who proved what I've always known. The game is not over till it's over. Bong.